Well, hey there, idiots. Welcome back to Observe. In today's video, we're going to be analyzing the nonverbal communication of a certain influencer named Mickayla Nogueira, beauty influencer. She's been on the channel before. More on that in just a second. Let's go ahead and roll the intro first. So it is no secret to anybody viewing YouTube or has even heard of YouTube, and this isn't even necessarily just YouTube, it's just across all social media platforms that influencers are oftentimes paid to be able to present and promote certain products to viewers. Very well heard of. Supposed to be pretty honest and upfront, and Mickayla has not exactly been doing that across her career. If you would like to be able to go and take a look at the prior video that I did, she tried to promote a certain makeup brand of eyelash product that she claimed was not using extensions, but indeed very much so was. Go check out that video if you would like to be able to get that context. She is back again onto the flip side of this coin. So before, where she had promoted a product saying that it could do XYZ that it couldn't do, this time she is trying to use a product that isn't supposed to do XYZ, and she is ragging on it for doing that. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on the nonverbal tells that she displays during this to be able to understand, is this something that she actually believes, feels, and is genuinely emoting, or is this a publicity stunt? We'll be able to talk about it as we go on. Let's just go ahead and dive into the footage.
This is a full face of makeup I never fucking heard of. Literally, I don't know what any of this is. Majority of these brands, products, I didn't even know they existed. These are from Wayne Goss.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause. So right off the bat, we're hearing a very performative tone. A lot of force, a lot of pressure behind the speaking. Some people do speak like that on average. A lot of projection might happen in there. Not totally positive that Mickayla speaks at this announcer level tone all the time that she speaks. Doesn't seem to be. So we're already understanding that there is a level of performatism for this, but that makes sense. It is a video. And what I'm noticing non-verbally along with this is that during this introduction about the various full face of makeup that she doesn't know, she has a bit of disgust creeping into her face there in the corner of her nose, and her eyebrows are lowering and drawing together. And all of this is an indicator of negative emotion towards what she's already about to do, which isn't really priming the video for success. It lets us know that walking into it, she's feeling a level of doubt, perhaps disgust and or scorn in regards to the product she's talking about. Not super good news to begin with, but that's still so early on. There's still a lot to be able to work with. Let's keep watching.
From Wayne Goss. I know who Wayne Goss is, but I haven't really tried the brand. Oh, okay, I got this bronzer highlighter duo. That looks ghostly. If you're very, very pale, like the color of literal paper, there you go. But that is not going to work for me. But thankfully, I also got this bronzer from Kajir White. I'm doing a full face of makeup I never heard of, and so far, not so good.
Twice now that she's mentioned that she has never heard of any of these products, which again kind of pushes me to believe that perhaps there's a compensation in there. That perhaps that level of I've never heard of this is not actually genuinely the case, and it's put on for a level of show so that the video itself seems more genuine or more authentic. But that repetition, I've just never heard of this, and just so you know, I've never heard of any of these products, and by the way, I just haven't heard of any of these products. It comes across as compensating. So I am making note of that so far. Perhaps this was more planned than initially shown to the audience, but we're going to go ahead and watch.
Not so good. It's not terrible, okay? Okay, I'm just not in love with anything I've tried yet. I'm very picky with concealer, so we shall see. My skin needs all the help it can get right now. Please and thank you. Guys, I really feel like my makeup looks like shit, and it's very upsetting. I'm going to add a second.
All right, so during this time, we're already gathering some more information about how things are going to play out for her. She has very specific needs and or wants with what the products that she wants to be able to accomplish can do. So right now she's talking about her concealer and how she's fairly picky about that, and already expressing some distaste with the look that she's achieving from this unknown concealer. So what we've already been seeing so far is that walking into the video, she had a level of disgust, possible scorn in regards to the products that she's speaking about, which isn't really an unbiased opinion of those products. And now we're already hearing this, I'm not content with what this early product that I'm working with is doing. And so one of the things that many people have been bringing up is that in the other scandal that she had, she was, saying, oh, well, I'm going to lie about what it can do to get more money. And now in this one, people are like, well, now it feels like you're lying about what it can do to maybe present the opposite side of that coin, to maybe counteract what they had done earlier. It's fascinating, but we're going to go ahead and keep watching. We're about to get to the controversial palettes themselves in just a second.
I'm gonna add a second layer because it gave me a light coverage and I want to see if I can build. Okay, let's move on. We're gonna try the Wayne Goss loose powder. Now this...
All right, so what I'm noticing non-verbally during this time is a lot of the dismissal, non-verbal communication in and around her eyes. There's a lot of blinking. Those eye-blocking gestures could be a separation from whatever the subject is that she's speaking of or thinking about. And then a lot of looking off and up to the side. This is a partial eye roll, which is also dismissal. So we're feeling a lot of negativity towards these products so far. Let's just keep seeing.
Powder. Now this first ingredient in this is mica, which is shimmer, and then it's made with rice starch. It's okay. I think the way I'd prefer to use this is take a little bit of Airbrush Flawless set and then bake loosely with this on top to really brighten it up. It's okay. I wouldn't use it by itself. My makeup right now is literally a tragedy. Oh my god. These look really...
All right, gonna go ahead and pause here again. So now we're kind of coming to the fruition of what we had seen earlier non-verbally. She's saying that she just absolutely hates what her makeup is looking like. And we're getting to these two palettes. Now, these two palettes are designed to create a more natural, minimalistic look in regards to makeup. And Mickayla is not necessarily known for her natural minimalistic looks with her makeup. It's much more glamorous than that. So that's one of the things that many people are having issues with, it that she's walking into this makeup palette that's designed for a specific thing and wanting to be able to use it to accomplish another thing and then ragging on it for not accomplishing that. Let's watch this.
These look really pretty and I think they can save me, okay? Like, I'm fully aware that my makeup is not savable.
All right, so when she's saying, I think they can save me, she does nod an affirmation that would be considered synchronized, but then along with that, we're seeing a fluttering, prolonged eye blink in there as well, which is an eye blocking gesture. So on some level, there is a dismissive eye blocking gesture that is related to what she feels these palettes can do. Again, this is a nonverbal indicator to me that she does not necessarily actually believe walking into this that these palettes would do what she says they're going to do, which makes me question, perhaps this wasn't something that was genuinely come across, but perhaps this was something that was manufactured to be able to gain a level of traction or clout on the internet through controversy. Let's see how it plays out.
Not savable at this point, okay? But I think the blush is pretty. Please give me something with this highlighter. Give me something. Oh, it's really not giving me anything. It's really not.
All right, gonna go ahead and pause here. So visually, the highlighter is obviously giving a little bit of a glow there, so not giving anything isn't accurate. But again, if we're looking at what the makeup itself is doing, is providing what it claims to provide, a more natural, a minimalistic appearance to the makeup look. Mickayla is comparing it to her normal glam appearance, which she's looking for with a full face of makeup, as she continually has been saying throughout this video. She wants to be able to have a full face of makeup using palettes that are designed to make it look like you might not actually have as much makeup on. So in my mind, this is like going to a gas station and pulling up to the gas station and just filling your gasoline car full of diesel and then thinking to yourself, man, this diesel is not, it's not getting my car where I want it to go. And I paid for the bestest of the diesels, and that's simply because diesel isn't designed to run a gasoline car. Same sort of situation here. And for a lot of what seems to be casual viewing, I'm not steeped in the beauty culture myself. My first response to this is, well, no shit. Of course, the natural beauty look will not accomplish your glam look because that's not what it's designed for. So that's just from a third-person perspective looking at it. That's not really steeped in this community. If you are in this community and you have used these, let me know your opinion on this. Is this something that you get these palettes to be able to accomplish the kind of look that Mickayla's going for, or the kind of look that it promotes and advertises that it can? Anyways, let's keep watching.
Really not given. It's not. This video might as well be a full face of makeup I hate at this point. Let's move on to the...
All right, so during this time, I didn't see any nonverbal communication that was desynchronized as far as the this video is a full video of makeup that I hate, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't seem to be desynchronized. Even seems to have a little bit of a no shake in there as well. She does break eye contact and look off to the side with this little bit of forced, prolonged expression of surprise or fear. However, before that, we're seeing this one little clip of her. She has a slight contempt smile on her face and her eyes are narrowed. Now, the narrowing of the eyes has a number of different things, with the eyes narrowing and the eyebrows having a little bit of action and that contempt coming in. The eyes narrowing are likely an indication of scorn, which is in line with contempt, with disgust, with anger, that negative feeling. Perhaps it can be aggressive as well, but then we're seeing that contempt come in there as well. So she's feeling moral or intellectual superiority to this product, to what it's saying it can or can't do. She's also feeling scorn. We saw disgust earlier. All of these emotions are coming into here, and all of it seems to be out of this system of either one, they didn't pay attention to what the product said it can do, which seems unrealistic for a beauty influencer to do, that she didn't read the description. Perhaps, maybe, doesn't seem likely. Or alternatively, as we're seeing with some of these other nonverbal seepages around, perhaps this was something that was designed. This was something that was planned. We wanted to be able to generate a little bit more controversy to be able to get this. And so with videos like these, you don't have to necessarily go and give attention to the creator who's just trying to stir up drama for the sake of attention. You could kind of get your understanding of it and maybe base your purchases, for instance, off of that. Let's keep watching.
Move on to the lip. I'm just lining the lips first with a Kylie lip pencil. The shade is Gracious. Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, so with that, what I'm finding fascinating about Mickayla is that her eyebrows stay fairly inactive. So I'm wondering if there's been perhaps some injections in there to freeze some of those smaller movements of the eyebrows, which does make it a little bit more muddy. That is a portion of the face then that you can't look at and rely on for some of these smaller tells. However, tonally, we're hearing a lot of aggression and force come into her voice as she's saying, oh my God. So regardless of whatever she's about to say in this video, we could say, emotionally speaking, she's not happy about the lipstick that she just used, based exclusively off of that force and projection of her tone with that aggression coming in there. Let's see what that looks like.
This formula is horrible. Look at this. It feels thick. It feels like paint. It smells like paint. What is happening? I act...
All right, so even in that intense moment of aggression, what is happening? Very little action comes into her eyebrows. So again, that lets us just know that perhaps the eyebrow area might not be as reliable of a source of information as it could be in people who haven't had injections in that area and the muscles aren't having difficulty moving in their natural way. So that's something that I want to be able to keep in mind of. Again, we're noticing that she's emoting negatively and then speaking negatively. So she is fairly synchronized so far with what I'm seeing from her emotional displays to what she's actually feeling or expressing she's feeling. There's only a few seconds left. Let's keep watching and then we'll talk about it.
I act like I like how pigmented it is, but I hate the way this feels on my lips. Holy shit. I'm so mad. I am so mad right now, bro.
Okay. So during that time, I'm so mad right now, bro. Looking down and off to the side. That looking down and off to the side outside of context could be seen as maybe an expression of shame. But considering that she's looking down at perhaps a desk or a table full of makeup products, makes a lot more sense that she'd be looking down. Now, the shakes no in there, they're pretty macro. You're able to control your movements much more the larger they get. So if you see somebody with an itty bitty teeny tiny flutter of a head shake, there's a possibility that that's not actually controlled and it's just a nonverbal seepage. That would be the area that you then hone in on and try to pay attention to see about desynchronization points, if they're stating a positive, showing a negative, something along those lines. Hers are not that. They're pretty macro, so she's in control of that, and she's stating something that kind of sounds like it's desynchronized to that. She's shaking her head no while saying, I hate these things. So those two things might be desynchronized, but since it's a macro, then that macro shake no could also be related to the line of thought that is, you might not believe, or you may find it unbelievable, or I find it unbelievable, so that no shake is an indicator of a disbelief or a feeling of finding something unbelievable, which perhaps could be the case here, that she's feeling a level of unbelievableness to how bad these products were. It would be considered synchronized. Now, what I noticed throughout the entirety of this, to kind of summarize what we were able to see here, is that she starts off with a level of already having negative emotions to what she's working with in the box. So walking in with a little bit of a negative opinion of things, which doesn't really set anything up for succeeding, but it's really neither here nor there in a product review because things can change as reviews go on. But we're seeing that. Then we're seeing a whole slew of these aggressive nonverbal communication tells throughout the rest of the video. And we're also seeing this level of misunderstanding or misinformation centered around what the product itself can provide, which we already talked about. Long story short, what I'm more concerned about is that even though she may be disappointed in this product to some level, I'm getting the feeling that she might have known that she was going to be disappointed in the product before she started the video. And if that's the case, then that pushes me to believe that this is probably just done for clout, which is not unheard of, stirring up an unpopular opinion just to get clicks. All clicks are good clicks, as some people say. And so perhaps that's the approach here. But if you are in the beauty community, if you have used these palettes, if you have been watching Mickayla for a while or other beauty influencers, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Because, again, from what I understand, it seems as though Mickayla was just buying the wrong product and expecting great things or expecting different things from the incorrect product, which is poor salesmanship. It's not a very genuine approach. It's not something that pushes you to rely on their opinion for products elsewhere if they can't be bothered to read or understand what the products themselves are supposed to do. So yeah, just let me know your opinions in the comments below. If there are any other videos that you are interested in, if it's YouTube drama, true crime, anything along those lines, comments is a great place to do that. You can also reach out to all of my social medias. I am fairly active over there. Either myself or somebody on my team will be able to reach back out to you or hopefully be able to see your comment. There are a number that come through, so sometimes things get lost. If you would like to be able to support this channel a little bit more beyond just subscribing or liking, you can also become a member. Sometimes you'll get early access to videos, like I'll be able to release it a few hours earlier to you as opposed to everybody else in the world, so you get that early access. There's some little badges that can go next to your name for how long you've been. There's some extra engagement. It's a pretty good time, so consider doing that as well. But without further ado, that's all that I've got for the day. My name is Logan, and you have been oh so awesome as you always are, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.